friends, it's Yem here with Mango and Kiwi asleep nearby looking just too fucking cute. But anyway, thank you for joining us, for tuning in, for supporting in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to be drawing like a visual journal entry in Procreate. I do this when I find that my hand is too slow for my thoughts when writing, and it all just gets too frustrating, and sometimes the sentiment is better expressed visually anyway. If you can't tell already by the gigantic words run and look, the word look on their face, or what I'm assuming I'll probably include in the title of the video, the vibes are, a little anxious, a little paranoid, and a little catastrophic. I'm gonna say it now before getting too deep. Trigger warning for, anxiety and mental illness and talking about nightmares. If you don't want to hear that, I'd stop watching now. In one of my classes, we recently were talking about radical vulnerability and the natural predisposition to just want human connection and relatability. And since being more open, sharing art online, I've had people tell me that they relate to some of the sentiments in my art, and just the idea of that means so much to me, and it's also incredibly encouraging. So I'm going to practice just opening up, and I'm going to talk about my anxiety because I've started having really bad nightmares pretty often. I see a lot of people talk about social anxiety and stuff like that, but not really a lot about catastrophizing anxiety. That's actually a word I learned in my second failed attempt at finding a therapist. And I simply can't handle too many awful first appointments where you just cry when they ask you what brings you to therapy. You know the ones. And I view therapy like dating, which is, a waste of time. Not to say, if you're lucky enough to find a good therapist, it's not a waste of time at all. But with both significant others and psychiatrists, I just don't want to keep doing that cycle of opening up to someone, putting some time in, realizing they aren't the one, and now I'm just back at square one again, and I gotta repeat everything to the next person. I don't like it, so I don't attempt it often, but you do come out of it having learned new things or new words like catastrophizing anxiety. I am just constantly expecting something bad to happen. During the day, my brain is just in constant fight or flight mode, and at night, my subconscious is, curb stomping the absolute shit out of me. The daytime hypervigilance is pretty normalized to me, so I function fine. Not that I can ignore it, but it just kind of is there in the back seat. It's not dictating my life. It makes me anxious to have things on my to-do list even. For the most part, when I'm driving, my brain is constantly expecting someone to run a red light and hit me or something, but I still drive fine. I'm not constantly shaking or whatever, but as soon as someone swerves near me or comes up behind me super, super fast and then brakes really abruptly, or someone just walks too close to my car, I don't know, my heart just starts beating so fast and I'm ready to run. I'm kind of thankful for my hypervigilance though, because it's good practice to be aware of your surroundings. In my opinion, I'm aware of any person who walks past my car in a parking lot and of every white van that I see anywhere near me. The reality is I'm very snatchable. I'm very snatchable. And I know that. I don't even think therapy would make me any less ready to run or any less in fight or flight, because you really can't convince me that bad things are rare. Statistics don't mean shit to the individual. No one expects anything bad to happen to them, but it really can be anybody. And I'm just always expecting it to be me. How many tragedies can I hear about before experiencing one, My point is that it's not terrible to live with always being aware of what's in my vicinity, and this isn't even that COVID related. I already was constantly worried for the safety of my loved ones, and I equally worry about COVID as I do about murder, so it doesn't really make that much of a difference when it comes to me just being scared of everyone I love dying. But yeah, what's really been getting to me lately is my nightmares. To backtrack a bit, I've recently gotten over a lot of my stoner habits, which I'm very proud of, but I still enjoy a relaxing nighttime evening bowl to wind down before bed. And I know a lot of people say weed makes them more paranoid or more anxious, but for me it helps me kind of get out of fight or flight mode and just relax into a what happens happens mindset. I may be constantly thinking that there's someone in my backyard like watching me through my window or trying to break into my house, but I'm able to just sit back and watch my cartoons and not let like the intrusive thoughts bother me too much. I'm a resident of California and I'm 21, so it's legal. But even before that, I did have a medical marijuana card, and one of the listed medical uses of weed and CBD is for anxiety, so I can see how it helps. But the point is, smoking a bit at night helps me wind down, and I'm honestly constantly hoping that it makes me have no dreams, or at least not remember them, because apparently THC fucks with your REM sleep or something. I don't know. But I just smoke and journal, and then I'll watch ASMR until I pass out and pray that I don't dream. But more often than not, my subconscious makes me live through terrible things, like my house getting broken into and me locking myself in the bedroom with like my kitchen knives, or my loved ones dying, or me dying, and it's just not fun. My heartbeat has jerked me awake in the middle of the night on multiple an occasion, and then I hear the sounds of the house creaking or the cats walking at like 3 a.m. and it only gets worse from there. I just mentally relive the parts of the dream I remember as I lay there, and I worry that if I fall back to sleep that I'll just pick right back up where it left off because I went to sleep thinking about it, and it's just not a fun time overall. It's been happening on and off lately, and I didn't feel like writing it all out, and the sketch actually came to me pretty quick, and it was nice to just zone out and kind of get into the flow of drawing it and coloring it and stuff. I guess my whole point of even sharing this is to hope to like relate to and connect with others. We can feel so alone in our emotions and in our heads, but really feelings are so communal, and if it makes you better hearing this, it truly makes me feel better in the same way, like to just know that I'm not alone, and my thoughts do echo, or like my experiences do echo in other people's lives, and truly practicing vulnerability just kind of creates a safe space for others to be vulnerable, and I enjoy that idea of that. But I don't want to get too corny, and I'm tired. I want to go to bed. Thanks for listening and watching me draw. If you too also have anxiety, we are not alone. I know we're not alone. Anxiety and depression are literally so common, but the point is just you may feel like something's wrong with your brain, but other people know what it feels like too. So everyone just puts on a front because capitalism makes us, and we think that we have to appear normal when normal literally doesn't exist. On that note, I hope you have a good night or a good day or whatever. I hope you enjoy the rest of the drawing. Stick around towards the end. I show the full Procreate time lapse and of course the finished drawing itself, and there's a little clip at the end of Mango almost knocking my camera over by sniffing it. See you next time, friends. it alone. Leave it alone. I swear to God, Mango, leave it alone. Walk away. Thank you.